Okay, this is video 3, and so we stopped here on knowing how to improve our reading. So first is to monitor your reading. So that means we are asking questions. That means we are going back in the chapter questions. Can we answer them? Can we answer the chapter objectives that are at the beginning of the chapter? And are we reading this out loud to ourselves or group? And that way we can kind of gauge for ourselves, do we truly comprehend what is going on? Can also guess what information will be presented next. That shows true comprehension, which we're moving up on Bloom's taxonomy. So there is a short little video that I want you to click here to watch, and I want you to be able to answer these 4 questions. So how many times have you ever been asked to watch a video and the instructor then asked you questions afterward? It wasn't that you weren't paying attention, but maybe that wasn't a point of emphasis for you. And so if you have the questions beforehand, it gives you a purpose for reading. So some instructors have never taught you this, and unfortunately they should have. You should get the questions first out of the back of the book or from the worksheet, read over them, and then while you're reading, answer them. It gives you purpose to your reading. Some people believe that we shouldn't stop reading. That's absolutely false. We should stop to ensure that we're gathering the information, that we're comprehending what we're doing. And remember, we only have that 17 to 22 minute time span anyway that we are in the zone. So we should be stopping and checking along the way. Those classes where you were told to sit down and read for an hour quietly, that's actually the opposite of what's recommended. You should have been given a question and answer sheet. You should have been able to be answering questions along the way and stopping periodically to have the instructor question you and quiz you to make sure that not only did you have the answers, but you have comprehension of the information. And so how do we improve our reading? We actually can improve our reading by developing our vocabulary. And so, as I said, that's why we need to define things before we actually read them. It makes understanding occur, which is comprehension. If we just skip over words and we don't define them, then we don't know the true context of the text. So a dictionary should be your friend. I have one in my office, I have one at home, and then I also use dictionary.com. Those of you that English is not your first language, dictionary.com will also teach you how to pronounce words. Those of you that are going deep into your new field and maybe are encountering words you've never seen before, yes, we want to use that pronunciation button on dictionary.com to make sure that we are using them correctly. As a collegiate student, the expectation is that you will have a higher level vocabulary than those that are just K through 12. Now that doesn't mean you have to walk around and use that vocabulary everywhere. You need to know your audience, but you need to develop it. And you will find the more you read, the higher your vocabulary becomes. Okay? So, notice and jot down unfamiliar terms. So as we said, when you're previewing, jot them down, define them, make sure you understand exactly what's happening. Consider the context, whatever you're reading. Consider the context of where it's from and what the theme is of that book or that article or what the message is trying to convey. We want to analyze terms to discover the root or the base. So many times on ACT, SAT, they give you a word you've never seen before, but what they're really looking for is, did you know the root of that word or did you know the base of that word? And so if I give you something that ends in ology, you should know ology is study of. So right there you may eliminate 2 options that aren't study of. And so if I look at sociology, the study of society, if I look at psychology, the study of your brain and your thoughts, right? If I look at biology, the study of life. So if I know roots and bases, then it should help me to deduce what the word might actually mean. And if I have a dictionary handy, I always want to look it up. So we always want to take every opportunity to use our new terms in writing and speaking. But again, know your audience. You don't want to come off as the know-it-all by using all of these words your family and friends have never heard before. Use it in the correct context. Use it in your writing. Use it in the classroom, right? Yes, they may spill over, But I'll tell you, when I go home, I'm not talking about pedagogy to my husband and my child. Yes, when I come to work, I'm using all those big fancy words. When I go home, I'm telling my husband that I'm just teaching for the day, right? And so, even though we develop that vocabulary, part of having good interpersonal skills is knowing your audience. And that's it. So chapter 6 was short and sweet about reading. So hopefully you have read all the videos in order or watched all the videos in order. If you have not, go back and visit 1, 2, and 3. And please make sure that you have been taking notes along the way, because you will be having exam 2 when I return. And so that first day that I return, we review for exam 2 chapters 4 through 6. So remember that you will be able to use your handwritten notes. So if you're not taking any notes on these videos, then you are going to be at a disadvantage to earn those possible 20 bonus points. And that is it. I want you all to have a great day. I will see you when I return. So your assignment is to do your discussion prompt over assisted suicide. So by Wednesday, I need your first submission, and then by Sunday, you will go back to ensure that you have responded to at least one other person. Have a good day.